Guard your peace. 5 things you should never be asked to do. Imagine you've reached a point in life where every minute counts, a stage where every decision builds the hardened serenity you've cultivated over years of sacrifice and hard work. You finally have the stability to enjoy your success, only to be hit with a request that threatens to steal that precious balance. Today, let's talk about 5 things no one should ever ask of you, especially when the request comes from someone who's only thinking about themselves. These aren't just favors, they're burdens that drain your energy and compromise your happiness. 1. Lending money without a solid reason. Picture this: a friend, neighbor, or even a relative calls you up asking for a loan. At first, it might seem like a small favor, but lending money isn't just a simple transaction, it's a risk. When you hand over cash without a valid reason or proper assurance, you're putting your financial stability on the line. After years of building your savings and planning for the future, you risk undoing all that hard work just to help someone who might not manage their money wisely. And if that cash isn't repaid, the fallout isn't only financial. It can stir up feelings of guilt, create tension, and even damage a once strong relationship. Remember, it's perfectly okay to say no when protecting your hard-earned peace and financial balance. 2. Getting pulled into other people's conflicts. Think about the times you've been caught in the middle of someone else's drama. Maybe a family member or friend constantly expects you to mediate their disputes. While you might initially jump in to help, over time, playing the role of peacemaker drains your emotional energy. Being forced into someone else's conflict means you're absorbing stress that isn't yours to bear, putting your mental well-being at risk. The reality is, every adult should be responsible for their own issues. Instead of shouldering the burden of others' problems, it's much healthier to set a boundary. Politely decline to intervene. After all, protecting your own peace is more important than resolving disputes that aren't your concern. 3. Agreeing even when you know it's wrong. Have you ever felt pressured to agree with someone, even when you're convinced they're off track? Sometimes, people expect you to go along with their ideas or decisions just to avoid conflict or spare their feelings. But by conceding when you know something isn't right, you risk compromising your own integrity. Over time, saying yes when you really mean no slowly chips away at your self-respect. Your opinions matter, and genuine respect comes from being true to yourself. It might not be the easiest path, and not everyone will appreciate your honesty, but standing up for what you believe in is far more valuable than merely trying to keep the peace. 4. Ignoring your own limits by always doing more. In today's busy world, there's often an unspoken expectation to always be available for everyone. Whether it's that friend who always needs a favor or a family member with an endless list of requests, the pressure to constantly say yes can be overwhelming. When you continuously put others' needs ahead of your own, you risk burning out, both physically and emotionally. You've already given so much of yourself. There comes a time when you must recognize your own limits. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's essential self-care. Saying enough is enough protects your energy, ensuring you remain balanced and strong enough to handle life's challenges without sacrificing your well-being. 5. Keeping the door open for those who have shut it. Lastly, consider the people in your life who only show up when they need something. They vanish when times are good, only to reappear when they're in trouble. This behavior isn't about genuine friendship, it's exploitation. By always keeping the door open, you're signaling that your feelings and boundaries aren't important. It's vital to understand that you deserve relationships built on mutual respect, not one-sided favors. Closing the door on those who repeatedly take advantage of your kindness isn't about being harsh. It's about honoring your own worth. Surround yourself with people who value you for who you are, not just when it's convenient for them. In conclusion, protecting your peace means making choices that can be tough, but are absolutely necessary for your well-being. It's about knowing your worth and not letting anyone drain the energy and serenity you've worked so hard to build. Every moment is precious, so surround yourself with those who lift you up instead of those who demand more than they're willing to give back. Have you ever been in a situation where someone exploited your kindness or pushed you past your limits? Reflect on those experiences. Sometimes sharing your story can empower others to set their own boundaries. Remember, saying no isn't a sign of weakness, It's a vital act of self-respect. Stand firm in your decisions, value your time and energy, and most importantly, guard your peace. Your life is yours to live, so make it count by living with courage, authenticity, and the respect you deserve.